that hand. I don't quite know it by heart, but it has to do with that. You know, they use that formula or equation in when they analyze people's signatures and stuff to see if signatures are falsified. For me, the whole thing, this whole Writing Without Writing project has to do with falsification. I'm falsifying those. I made a bunch. I don't have them. I gave some away. Falsifying documents, making it look like an old Renaissance text, an illuminated like document, you know, like a manuscript. And then there's the whole thing, obviously, of mixing images and text, and you know, like, which I have a foundation in. Like I studied sound design in school. I have a diploma in sound design. And basically the whole idea in modern music of sampling, you know, so me, yeah, collage work, which started like before the Cubists, but they made the papier collé really popular, you know, and it was a popular thing. Like, I mean, in the sense that you were using symbols from everyday life. And I think of Roland Barthes and all that, like Barthes, and that mythology, like popular mythology of everyday life, the semiosis, you know, of like the objects and things, like what does a CD represent and what does a cigarette represent, these signs and all that. So yeah, like there's a, you know, but I'm also thinking of movement, so there's the performance aspect of dance. So to me, this is a performance art that's done in solitude, alone in my studio. I present it to a public, and that presentation is part of like another sort of social performance, you know, where like it even ends up being that I have like this persona, which to me I don't really care for, but I understand that people, when they see the work of an artist and they, you know, they tend to come to conclusions. I know that people often sort of hold me responsible or accountable for emotions and interpretations and feelings, thoughts and everything that they're having as a spectator as they look at the work, and they attribute that somehow to my intention, or my, you know, did he intend this, and they're looking for what I intended. Almost like when you go to see a dance performance and you're wondering to yourself, is this what I'm feeling and experiencing, is that what I'm supposed to experience, or did they intend something else? Maybe I'm not quite getting it, you know. And I've often had, like, in my poetry and writings and a lot of my stuff, you know, people have often told me like almost like there was an intimidation, not that I was some genius and they were, in comparison to my deep intelligence, they could possibly not comprehend, you know, my level that was transcendental, but it wasn't that, but it was almost seen as this nasty thing where I took myself, I thought of myself as more intelligent than my public, you know, but really I'm a human being like anyone else. I mean, that was my experience. I broke down into tears when I saw my first, like, Cézanne, you know, like I even say, like, I've taken it hostage, like it's my Cézanne, you know, like, what struck me was that I looked at it and I started crying. I was just like, it was his humanness, his humanity, you know, like he was a human being. I know I talk a lot, I use he and his, you know, but I know there's female artists and everything. I don't want to get into like a feminist discourse. I'm very much a feminist, for whatever it's worth, me saying that. But let's say it was that he was a human being, ordinary, and he made a painting. You know, it's not like my niece or my nephew, when they make a drawing, it's as significant to me as it is when I saw Cézanne, and it could bring me to tears just as much, you know. I believe that human expression, and I love human expression. I think that all humans have it in them to express themselves, but it doesn't mean, to express oneself doesn't mean that I have to be limited and constrained by a language, you know, or cultural icons and popular icons, and you know, that's why to me I use sounds and images. Rather, I also write, but I mean, I'm very, when I write poetry, it's like sound poetry. It's very much the phonetic, like sound of the language. And when I make music, you know, a lot of sampling and stuff, and synthesize, analog synthesis and all this, and there's always that contrast of image, sound, word, you know. But to me, it's not express. It's, you know, like, why would expression? Yes, it's that, you know, like that projecting outwards of like this inward realm, you know, which is an infinite abyss of like so many subtle, like almost infinite varieties of feelings and thoughts and feelings and thoughts, like this parallel line. It's not always parallel, but, you know, this counterpoint internally. So I use a lot of musical metaphors, but so that which is experience. Yes, I seek to like exteriorize it, but I also interiorize things I experience, and there's this va-et-vient, you know, this back and forth between external and interior, and that's what the interface is, I've realized, really, of the body and the whole phenomenological thing, you know, like the perception and experience and all that, like it's this interface, and that's why I've gotten a lot into like a sort of post-organic, post-industrial, post-humanity like field where I want to make dance pieces and stuff, using technologies and using like a cane or some sort of, which is a technology itself, or I want to do it with writing too, like I did, like this is what I've done, you know, like with the writing on the blackboard as in the medium of like video. Yeah, that really falls into what I want to do, because although yes, here it's didactic, you know, it has a didactic purpose. I want to explain what I do as an artist, you know, just to a certain degree, to not be misunderstood, you know, but I mean, who understands anybody, you know, like do I understand myself at times? I wonder. Do I understand even those closest to me that I've known for 30 years? Is there anything to understand, you know? Are there great mysteries of mysteries? That's why, like, I think sometimes secret doctrines and secret knowledge, I mean, whatever, I think it's in the here and now, like in the very visible screen of this projective, self-presenting history, you know? And I chronicle that, and I make my writing without writing still life compositions of that phenomenological, perceptive, and psycholingual, you know, phenomenon, which is like existence. So it's existential, like I said, and it's repetitive and everything. And I think it just falls in line with what modern art, it falls into what modern art represents for me, and that's pretty much it. That's writing without writing. Let's finish on that. You know, can't you see the similarities? The same palette of colors. On the one hand, a vanitas, memento mori, reminder of death, and on the other hand, well, very much the same thing to me. Thank you. December 19th, 2007.